GenCon, day one.
In the books.
We did it. We made it through.
Check mark. Done.
Hi, everybody. This is Josh.
And this is Dr. Deb.
And I think we're gonna spend a little bit talking about our day one.
Yeah.
We'll see how the week goes for the rest of things. But boy, what a good day.
Yeah, it was a good day. It just start to finish. You know, you get to the end and you're just sort of like, you know what? Yeah, I'm glad I got through that day at Gen Con because it was just really good. It was fun, but more than fun, we just had some good connection time. We'll tell you about it in a bit, but good.
You know, everybody has their own Gen Cons, and we've discussed this on the podcast, just how important it had been for us to find ways to enjoy Gen Con your way, right?
Yeah.
So today was our role-playing day, and you may notice we have quite the accoutrement, including this wonderful hat here. So we'll try and explain where everything came from, and but we'll keep it nice and short because we're going to hopefully do a few of these over the weekend. We started our day pulling up to the parking area down by Lucas Oil and decided to walk it into the convention center.
It was nice weather. It was actually not feeling like a sauna, which is a mild miracle.
Now, the worst part about it, and I say worst, it was not bad, was that it was a little bit of rain, and it was just like comfortable sprinkling, and we were able to then spend that time and go by and see the South Street Lucas Oil Food Pavilion.
It was a thing. Like, it was this whole gathering area. Like, they even had tables, they had chairs set up. They were along the street. Then they also had this area outside there also set up with more food tents. So, like, St. Elmo's had a spot out there. There was a whole bunch. There was that
Hughes Culinary there's a few of the highlights. Hughes Culinary, Crit Roll Soda was there. Wild Bill Soda was there.
Yes.
We picked up food at Pierogi Love. I think there's Love Pierogi, something like
Pierogi
that.
Love.
We saw cupcakes, and there was Venezuelan food and steak and tacos
island noodles.
And island noodles. Quite this one, little mini donuts. Quite the selection of options. Everything priced from $5 to $20, which for convention food is not too bad. But more than that, some of these are award-winning food trucks.
Yeah.
Absolutely glad we went. And we had pierogies for our dinner.
That was dinner.
We'll probably stop by there again tomorrow, along with everyone else and their brother. But you know what? Be ready to wait 20, 30 minutes at most. If you like food truck food, it's good. If not, plenty of other options around town.
Truth.
But that was us walking through, just getting into the convention center. And then we just get to see the swath of people going down the tunnel going near the tunnel by Lucas Oil, where they've set up a pay-by-arcade system.
Yeah, what do they call it? Arcade Alley, I think is what they call it. Pinball Alley.
This is a pinball area. I think they might have had a few arcade games, but this is primarily pinballs.
Yeah.
And really appreciated it. Did you point out to me a Beatlemania?
There was a Beatlemania pinball machine among all of those other kinds. I mean, there was probably 2-3 dozen of them all lined up around there. So, yeah. So
it's pretty cool.
I don't know. If you play the Beatlemania one, I'll try to get it on my phone so you guys can see it.
And we got there just soon enough that we hopped in. We went and we grabbed one of the pins at the Paizo booth, which, if you don't know this, Paizo every day gives out an exclusive pin.
This was the
you
pin.
Notice we have 3 on this badge today because 2 of them were for our games we're going to talk about in just a minute. But the first one was literally just going in and having a chat with some of the people at Paizo to find out about there's Pathfinder Quest coming out. They've looks like they've got this Dawn of the Frog something, all-in-one box adventure thing that's coming out. We got to see the life-size Goblin, one of the life-size Kobolds, the life-size Skittermander, all with their fun names.
Put the picture in right now that you took with my bestie.
I know, I'm on it.
You know, you do have it.
It's thoughts.
Anywho.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Getting production instructions while I'm on the recording. That's fun. Continuing on. And as you see, so this guy, Captain Concierge, we ultimately picked up at the Paizo store after our second game of the day. But the big release this year for Paizo, as you know, we're big fans of them, is Starfinder 2nd Edition. The merger of Pathfinder and Starfinder have basically been completed from a rules system, and they have shifted their Starfighter Society scenarios to be about 2 to 3 hours long instead of the 4 to 4.5 that it's in Pathfinder. So we, at 11 a.m., had our first Starfighter Society game as Starfinder characters. My lovely bride here played
Chick. I played an iconic because I didn't have one built for 2E, and I just needed to get back into it and kind of figure my life out. So Chick is a mystic and has healing abilities from a Starfinder perspective, and I really had a good time. So I think I'm going to build my own mystic. I think that will probably be my first Starfinder 2E character because I just had a lot of connection, a lot of similarities to a cleric with some variations. The one that I loved was that life connection or the life force thing. Where you like connect to up to 10 willing other characters with a life force, and you have a pool and up to 10 hit points, and you can spread them out, and it's a one action kind of thing.
Just
and
a quick heal, and
a
then
real
every
quick
round
heal.
you gain some of that back.
Yeah, it's really cool. I was like, that's neat. So
I remember the demo last year. Whoever was playing Chick in that demo envisioned it almost like it was a. Well, all I can think of is the urn that Paul Bearer would use with the Undertaker, but just like this cup that would just pour out life from it, and it was really interesting. But then they also described Chick's character as almost being like that emo high schooler. So Deb had a lot of fun with that.
So I was an emo high schooler. Anyway.
Well, and then I prepped a character. I'm gonna spend some time with it. I as the game went on, completely fell in love with this stupid concept, but it's not stupid because I loved it. Which I played Wrecked, the Skittermander soldier who specializes in grappling and melee. Which there are so many things wrong with that if you've ever played Starfinder, because Starfinder is very heavily about guns and blasters and this and that and the other. But I was like, no, I don't care. I'm going to be a small creature because I have this affinity for small creatures.
He
apparently.
does. He's a big human who loves to play small creatures.
I do. The Goblin and Pathfinder,
hilarious.
Skittermander, like these are iconic characters. But they have this sport amongst Skittermanders that reminded me a lot of pro wrestling. And there's a feat that like you could take, and I think it's one of the ancestry feats where you hug and it gives you like a +1 on grapple checks. And then there's another feat you can pick up that if you, which I forgot to use this today, I'm very frustrated about it. It's okay, first time playing the character. Where if you miss a grapple, a trip, a disarm or something along those lines, you can yell out a like catchphrase of some sort. I was going to use get wrecked, and I spelled wrecked WRECKT, not with an ED because it's funnier that way. I was going to yell out get wrecked, and then you get to try again as a reaction. So thoroughly appreciated that. That said, my dice rolls were awful, and I was nothing but a comedic character who kept falling on his face.
Yeah, mine weren't great either. Although, I mean, I kept people alive, so that was a plus. But yeah, it was definitely not. You could tell the dice weren't sure exactly if they should behave for this game because it was a Starfinder game. I think they were confused. Anyway, we still had a blast though.
We did.
And then we had to rush around a little bit to sort out our lives for food because
but we did that beforehand. We grabbed a couple cold sandwiches at the food court down below in the Hoosier corridor.
We also paid for the cup, the refillable cup. Yep. So that was also a quick run that we had to do there.
$25 at the
and got this during that break.
The game ended after about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So about 1 o'clock at this point. Our next game is until 2. So while you were in line to get refill, I went over to FanRoll and picked up their GenCon 2025 exclusive. They have a couple of them. They even had a black light powered dice tray that I almost picked up, but decided against it because I'd rather have the dice eating dragon, just because he's adorable. I have this weird collection of stuffies upstairs right now with dragons and stuff. It is, but I also have full on full on shelves of dragons and whatnot because I just appreciate them.
Yes, he has full out dragons all along there. So, but the stuff will stay down.
These are cool. They're sharp edged, a full dice set. The D6 and I think possibly the D20 have the GenCon logo on them, but inside them they have black dragon heads, and I just thought that was really cool. And I know Genevieve is the red dragon mascot for GenCon.
She's GenCon's
but
mascot.
I was really appreciative to give that a try and really
These
really
rolled
liked it.
really well for you in
did.
the second game. In the second game,
Yes, they did a lot better than the second because I picked them up after the first game.
Exactly. So you got at least 2 crits out of this during that game, maybe more.
And
so.
I bought you a set too, so you've got a set of those two. Those are kind of our Gen Con pickups this year. We will need to check our coupons though because we're supposed to get a free one from Crystal Cast. If I got that correctly, I think. But I need to see if it's still in there. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. If you got your badge, check your coupons.
I'm pretty sure it was in there because I think Maggie looked for it. Tuesday,
we'll find
Wednesday.
out. We'll double check. So then we had our Pathfinder 2nd Edition game, and Cruffle and Zariah got to show up and play in a 7th to 10th level. They said 7th to 11th. I think it's 7th to 10th, regardless.
Whatever.
And it was all about getting convincing a dragon to stop saying he was working for another dragon so that we could get information about the ward stones that had fallen from the God's War that killed which one? Gorham.
Gorham. I think Gorham was the one who bit the dust. Yeah.
So that's kind of a spoiler, but not really at this point. If you're following the lore that well, because I'm certainly not, good on you.
There you go. There's a little bit of a secret. That's about as far as we got.
Most entertaining part for me that we were 2 10th level characters and everybody else was 7th.
Yeah. It was funny to be the OP characters at the table. Usually we're not, but this time we totally were, which came in very handy because there were several times that we were able to get crits that were very helpful. But
so were they.
They got crits too. Like each one of them, I think, got a nat 20 when it really mattered. So it was just fun, when the dice roll well for that. And he and I were having a little too much fun a couple times because we played these characters a long time. So it was hilarious. We did great.
There was a moment, like the story conversation for you to have in one of your games to try and figure out how you would handle it. One of the people we interacted with, we found out were kind of capturing someone against their will. And me being a follower of Caden Kellyan, that's right, I'm a goblin following a deity who ascended by touching the Starstone because, ooh, look, shiny. No, I know he did more than that, but still. But Caden is very big on not allowing people to be oppressed.
Yeah.
And as a result, I saw this happening. I really struggled with it. But luckily, I was able to crit on a stealth check right for our initiative.
42 stealthed, I think, for that one.
I had thievery to unlock one lock, and then the next player unlocked the second lock, and this person came out and then turned the bad guy we thought we were going to have to fight into a pig. It was very funny. But just the good timings on that. But then we get to the main bad guy, and thank goodness for, frankly, the other players for paying attention to kind of what was going on here and realizing we really needed to talk to this dragon because finding out this dragon is basically overseeing this town, allowed for that activity to happen, and I was not okay with it.
Nope.
But I got talked in, and it worked out for the betterment.
Yes. Everything was a little happier, and there was not nearly as much damage done to our persons as probably would have been. And we were very successful. Everybody, I think we got all of our points that you get for it.
We got the treasure bundles, we got the XP,
etc.
However, that guy...
the bad guy's going to be a pig for a year in game.
Yeah, the real bad guy is. The dragon who became a sky dragon, well, the serpent who became a sky dragon when we did the koi fish thing. I don't know. Fantastic. It was a great story, and shout out to Matt, our game master, for that one. Shout out to our game master for Starfinder. Insert name here because I forgot. Sorry, I mean no disrespect, but I forgot. Just being truthful.
Oh, so too many humans.
What did we do after that? Well, we went to check out our friends at Carolina, now Legacy Game Tables.
We did indeed. It was shortly before that, though. Oh, how can we have forgotten? This was in between games.
That was in between games. That was a funny games. 5 to 10
We had to run almost to our 2:00 game because, so I've got a cosplay outfit that I am hoping to cosplay on Saturday. And my sister-in-law said, you know what you need for it? It's a steampunk-esque style, steampunk pirate style.
Yeah.
And she was like, you need a hat and it needs to have a feather to be able to put on top of it just feels like that's what it needs. And we're like, okay, well, we're going to be at Gen Con. Let's do a little shopping. So we go to one place that had some really beautiful costumes and had a few hats, but not quite what we're going for, but close. And then she's like, if you're looking for hats, you need to go to, what was it called? Blonde Swan.
They're
And
on
I was like,
Etsy.
okay, they are. And so we were like, okay, so we headed over there. Again, we're racing the clock. And we see this hat. And at the time, there's a bright red feather. It only had the red feather. And of course, he sees right next to it was a matching, basically blue one in the same style. Oh, Lord. So we show her a picture of the cosplay and we say, this is what we want to put the hat on top of. And she goes, hey, hang on a second. So she goes and she sees if they have a burgundy or a black feather. And lo and behold, yes, they did. And so she was like, you could put all three in. And we said, yes, that's what we need in life. So we put out quite a bit of money for this beautiful hat, and I cannot wait to wear it. I wore it through the whole 2 o'clock game. I didn't take it off because I am so very proud of it. So
just to be clear, and not to brag, more is informative for you. The hat was $475. Each plume was an additional $15. After tax, it's about $540. Cost-wise, it's a leather-made hat with a really nice brim on the bottom, and I believe they said laser etched and then painted leather on top for the red dragon and whatnot. So they have a blue dragon option there. They have some gorgeous stuff. Again, if you're Gen Con, check them out. If not, make sure you check out their Etsy page.
Yep. So
let's see. Okay, so that was between games. And now after the second game, we did make our way over to Carolina, now Legacy Game Tables. If you have not seen the announcement on Carolina Game Tables, I will try my best to get that shared as well. Jody and Clint have sold the business to Sarah and James Russell, I believe is their last name, and they will now be going by Legacy Game Tables. They, as Jody has been dealing with health issues and decided to also run for and win a directorship for the Gamma Board.
Yeah.
The Gamma Board of Directors, I think it is. She will now be able to spend more time on that, spend more time on her health, while Sarah and James continue the legacy that was Carolina Game Tables. It was for us, being their first customer, and apparently due to the fact that we have 3 tables, 2 tabletop replacements, a chair and a stool, dice.
Yeah,
we'll get into that in a minute. Dice and coasters.
Yeah.
Anyways, we've got quite the invoice history there.
This is one of the tables, by the way. If you,
yes.
This is we eat our dinner on one of their tables. So, when I realized how much of our gaming life is surrounding a Carolina game table, it made me kind of take a minute to think.
Well, that and Sarah has been with the team for 7.5 years.
Yes.
And according to Clint and Jody, she is just the perfect fit. And meeting James and then their son Artemis, it was an absolute pleasure. And we may even get a chance to talk to them before the weekend is out.
Yeah.
Very cool story behind that. If you remember, I talked about the Dragon Throne. I think it was last year. Deb did part of an interview in it actually as well. Well, part of that backer kit crowdfunding, since we were not able to afford a Dragon Throne at the time. Super grateful for those of you that did buy them because they look amazing.
They're gorgeous.
We still wanted to back. We still wanted to do something to help for it. So they had worked out a thing with Norse Foundry and created a wonderful magnetic dice holder and a set of matching etched aluminum, I believe, dice that have on top of it the dragon that was stitched into all of the chairs for the Kickstarter, for the backer kit, and possibly for your pillows and other accoutrements that is. And then we also purchased a dice bag that had the same dragon etching on it, but we got it customized with the Casting Robot because, as you know, the Established Facts and the Stable podcast are a part of Casting Robot Productions, aka us.
Hi.
That's just what it is, right? So what really kind of made a memorable moment for us was when we got there, Clint was waiting, having a conversation with another potential customer, whatever it was. I looked over to Deb and I go, I just realized I hadn't gotten my dice from the Dragon Throne.
So this what these are from the Dragon Throne.
And then Clint came over, said his hellos. Some of you may even know Clint if we haven't said this with Pinnacle Entertainment and Savage Worlds.
Yep.
Came over, said his hello. We had a wonderful chat. He gave us the story on how things came about with Sarah and James. And then he goes, oh, I just remembered. I have something for you. I was like, the dev's like, what does he have for me? And then he comes out with the dice bag and with the dice. I was like, I was just telling her about this. And yes, we decided because we knew you were going to be at Gen Con, just bring it with us so we can tell you the story, get you the dice, all of it at once. I said, that's fantastic. And he goes, and then I got one more thing. I felt like I got Steve Jobs here because he's like, and then there's this one more thing. And I'm like, wow, okay. And he reaches over and he pulls this purple Norse Foundry holder, slipcover thing from behind one of these blue Carolina game tables, aluminum sets or whatever. And he hands it to me and first he tries to pull it out. It's still wrapped up and everything. And he goes, this is one of two in the world. I'm like, one of two, what is happening right now? Just thanking us for being there from the beginning. Like there was so much. She's like, I've literally watched your kids grow up, like all these different things.
Our kids have pictures on their website to
You've
help.
probably seen. I know we've talked. I feel like we have schmoozed up Carolina,
No,
and we
but-
will schmooze up Legacy game tables moving forward as well. As a matter of fact, if you don't know, check out Legacy game tables or CarolinaGameTables.com. I think they go to the same place. They are offloading their signature game table series
Yes.
right now at significant discounts. Like this dining room table, which was normally like $3,000, is $2,300. I think I saw the banquet tables normally $37.99 or $33.99, and they're all like almost $1,000 off, and they are the Carolina game tables marked ones, and they're just getting the signature line out, and they can be shipped, some of them as soon as 2 weeks, trying to clear out the warehouse, including a Tablezilla. So
Hey, you can have one too. Join the club.
get them while they're on sale, and they are trying to. It's not a liquidation because it's going to a new owner. It's
Right.
just getting Carolina game tables out into the world so that Legacy tables can start their process. So definitely take advantage of that. Anyways, last year when we interviewed them and they showed the red dice, I jokingly said, is there any chance of getting them in blue? Because as we've commented, the blue dragon is my favorite dragon. It has been for the longest time.
Blue is my favorite color. Even though I know I'm wearing red right now, blue is actually my favorite color. No joke here. And blue dragon is his favorite dragon. So
So then he hands me this dice set and says it's for us because we were there from the beginning and we backed the other things, and it's just, it says Carolina Game Tables. It is a Norse Foundry set of aluminum dice, just like the red ones, but they're in blue and they're one of two. And again, I'm not bragging. I'm saying, I'm just letting you guys see what is important as well because it meant a lot. So I want to let my wife kind of summarize why it meant so much to her, because I think this is going to explain why everyone needs to take time to consider a convention like Gen Con.
So as I was thinking about it, it struck my heart a lot because we were their first customer, and here we are 10 years later, and they're entering a new phase of their business, and Clint and Jody are entering a different phase in life. And I realized that one of the coolest things about having gone to Gen Con now, I think I'm in my 15th or 16th year, I've got to do some solid math there, is that as much fun as it is to play games, and it's tons of fun to play games and buy cool hats and wear cool costumes, etc. The real joy comes in the connection to people that you can make. If you choose to reach out and you choose to allow the memories to be made and choose to allow that connection to happen. Literally the table that we're at, my family and I connect around when we eat dinner, when our friends come over, when we have Thanksgiving. I mean, this is a table that is used, and it doesn't just sit here.
Our kids are homeschooled here.
This is literally where they're homeschooled, is on this very table. And on that tablezilla, we have played games, we have shared life, we have cried over it, we have laughed over it, we have...
You've seen us record podcasts for now 14 years.
Yeah. So...
Maybe not on that table, but various, but you get it.
So the power of connecting to other people and creating a memory in a point of time that you're never going to get again, that's the main reason that I come back to Gen Con now. Maybe at the beginning it was because, we get to play games, and I still love playing a great game. But now I'm watching my children create memories. I'm watching Clint and Jody help a young family to be able to have a business and hopefully a wonderful opportunity for their family for financial stability and getting to be creative and help other gaming families, right? Helping the legacy of it to go on. So the legacy of Gen Con with me is that I've met people and experienced things I wouldn't have any other way. And that the personal connection. One of our friends who you haven't seen for quite a while, but you know him as Derek Knutson. Josh met at Gen Con, and we are still friends with him, even though he doesn't live in Indiana anymore. We're still friends with him. So it's a joy to be able to be a part of this gaming community and to be able to connect to people and realize that you've made an imprint on them and they've made an imprint on you. It just strikes me just in a really, really deep place. It's good. It's very good.
So will all these little things we put out over the next few days, be emotional and so forth like that? I don't know. I hope they're exciting reviews, and I hope they're a good look into what's going on. Plan for us tomorrow. We got some interviews, as we've mentioned, with Green Ronin and Weird Giraffe.
Yep.
And who knows, we may have some more. And hopefully we got Big Don that's going to join us for that as well. Yeah. I also would love to get some information for him about his events going on with Kill It, Keep It, etc. But that is something you'll have to stay tuned for. So, for again, those of us at The Established Facts, I'm Josh.
And I'm Dr. Deb.
And we will catch you later.
Bye. Bye.